Hello and welcome to the In News series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about the Economic Survey 2023 which has recently been displayed by the Chief Economic Advisor of our country. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First we will be looking at what is Economic Survey, then what is the significance of Economic Survey and what are the recent updates that we have got from the Economic Survey 2023. So this topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is economy. So let's get started and see the news, and this news has been taken from the Indian Express and the Hindu both, and this talks about that the Economic Survey of 2023 has recently been displayed by the Chief Economic Advisor of our country, and this is how the Economic Survey 2022-23 looks like. So what is it that the Chief Economic Advisor, which is CEA, has released the Economic Survey for the current financial year, which is 2022-23. So Economic Survey mainly talks about the economy of the country which has just passed by. So the Economic Survey will tell us everything about what has happened in our country from the year 2022 to the year 2023, how the economy of India has performed overall in the year which has just passed by. Then the survey is always presented a day before the budget. So nowadays we'll see that the budget is presented on the 1st of February. So today, which is 31st of January, the economic survey has been given. So January 31, since economic budgets are scheduled for February 1, and the finance minister unveils the union budget for the next financial year, which will be 2023 and 24. It means tomorrow the finance minister, which is Nirmala Sitharaman, will be giving out the union budget for the coming year, which is 2023-24. So a day before the union budget, the economic survey is presented. Now let's talk about economic survey. So economic survey is an annual document which is released by the Ministry of Finance. First important point for you, that which ministry releases the economic survey? It is the Ministry of Finance, and this is an annual document. Annual document means once in 1 year, that every year one economic survey is given, and it is a detailed report of the state of the national economy in the financial year which is coming to a close. So the recent economic survey which has been given out is for the year 2022-2023, because this is the year which has passed, while the union budget which the union finance minister will be giving will be for the year 2023 to 2024. And this economic survey is prepared by the economic division of the Department of Economic Affairs under the guidance of the Chief Economic Advisor of our country. And this survey, which is economic survey, is approved by the finance minister. And the first economic survey of India was presented in the year 1950-51, and until the year 1964 it was presented along with the budget. It means earlier the economic survey and the budget was presented both together, but now we see that the budget and the economic survey are presented separately. Then comes, for the longest time the survey was presented in just one volume. Now is the time when the 2 volumes are given of the economic survey, but earlier most of the time there was only 1 volume in which the economic survey was presented, and the 1 volume had important chapters like services, agriculture and manufacturing and etc. many more. Then between the year 2010 and 11 and 2020-21, the survey was presented in 2 volumes. So earlier when it all started, the survey was presented in 1 volume, but between 2010-11 and 2020-21, the survey was presented in 2 volumes. So nowadays, many a times when you will go and read about the economic survey to prepare for your exams, you will see that there are 2 volumes of economic survey 1 and economic survey 2. And the additional volume carried the intellectual imprint of the Chief Economic Advisor. Then last year's survey reverted back to a single volume format. Usually now the economic survey comes in 2 volumes, but last year the economic survey which came was in single volume, but because of the taking charge or the guiding charge of the Chief Economic Advisor. So that is why, because of there was some changes in the taking charge of the post of the Chief Economic Advisor V. Anant Nageshwaran, who is the present CEA, that is the Chief Economic Advisor of India. So that is why the economic survey was released in single volume, but usually nowadays the economic survey is released in 2 volumes. Then the present CEA, that is the Chief Economic Advisor of India, is V. Anant Nageshwaran. So he is the person who has presented the economic survey. Then CEA change in guard problem. So this was the reason that the taking charge of the CEA position and the going away of the earlier CEA. So there was this tussle that when the CEA took charge and the earlier CEA went, so that is why this could not patch up properly. This is because of the reason that the last year's survey was given in the single volume. Now let's talk about what is the significance of the economic survey. So economic survey is an assessment and recommendations carried in the survey are not binding to the budget. See, what does economic survey tells us? Economic survey tells us that the year which has just passed by, how the economy of the country has performed. So it assesses the economy and it tells us about few of the recommendations, but these recommendations are not binding in nature. They are not binding in nature, they are just advisory. So this is an important point, that the recommendations are not binding. Then economic survey is considered to be the most authoritative and comprehensive analysis of our country's economy, because it covers almost all the aspects of our economy. So we can understand that which section of the economy is doing well and which section needs improvement, that which section needs the most focus area. Then the economic survey observations and details provide an official framework for analyzing the Indian economy. So one can analyze the positives and the negatives of the Indian economy going through the economic survey of our country. Then comes what are the updates from this year economic survey which has just been given by the Chief Economic Advisor of our country. So few of the updates that I am telling you is that it has projected that India's GDP will grow at 6 to 6.8% in the year 2023-24. It means the GDP, that the economic survey is saying that the GDP will be growing by 6 to 6.8%. Then India will remain the fastest growing major economy in the world, and the current account deficit may continue to widen. So this is a concerning point, that already we have such a huge current account deficit, and this current account deficit might continue to increase as global commodity prices remain elevated, and that the rupee may come under pressure. And we all knew that the difference between the rupee and the dollar was also increasing. So this is a point which is of concern for India. Then buoyancy in the real estate sector along with improved construction activity, because now the COVID pandemic has not completely gone, but the physical activities has opened. So this has led to increase of informal sector, and the employment in the informal sector is also increasing. So the improved construction activities has created jobs and facilitated the return of migrant workers to cities. Because of the COVID pandemic and during the second wave of the COVID pandemic, the migrant workers went back to their rural areas and to their homes. Now that the informal sector has again begun and has the construction activities have started, so this construction activities are creating jobs for the migrant workers, and this is forcing the migrant workers to go back to their workplace. India's agriculture sector has been witnessing robust growth, which is a positive sign, with an average annual growth rate of 4.6 over the last 6 years. So this is something good, because it was the agriculture sector who held the Indian economy together even during the time of COVID pandemic. Then few of the drivers of Indian economic growth that will be moving ahead the Indian economies are production linked incentive scheme, PM Gati Shakti, national logistics policy, expansion of public digital platform, and capital investment cycle and credit dispersal. So these are few of the points which are considered to be driving the Indian economy in the coming years. Okay, now look at this map. This map tells us about the urban unemployment rate at 4-year low. low, and unemployment is also one of the burning issues of today's time. So this tells us about the urban unemployment rate at a 4-year low. So if you will see that the June 19, the unemployment rate was around 8.9. Then comes the peak came during the COVID time. So it was June 20 when the unemployment rate went to 20.9. Then from 2020 June, it started coming back. Then it was June 21. It came around 15, between 10 to 15. And now in September 2022, if we see, then the unemployment rate is 7.2. So the unemployment rate is coming down. Now let's talk about that the chief economic advisor has said that the successive shocks that has challenged the Indian economy. So few of the difficult times that the Indian economy has seen over the past few years have been during the time of 2005 to 2012. It was credit boom that led to balance sheet stress later. So what is balance sheet stress that the credit boom led to? Balance sheet stress is when the private sector is also not making profit while the government sector is also not making profit, and the private sector is also not able to invest in that scenario. So the private and the government both are suffering. Then during the time of 2015, phase of higher NPA due to past forbearance. So this non-performing asset problem is one of the biggest problem of our country, and the banking sector is suffering a lot because of this problem. Then during the times of 2018, the ILFS collapse leading to stress in non-banking financial sector. So this was also a time when the financial sector of our country was under a lot of stress. Then came the time of 2019-20. So this was COVID pandemic. This was the most uncertain time that our economy has been through till now. Then comes the year 2022. This is commodity price shock and supply chain disruptions. So in the past few years, these are the problems or the challenges that the Indian economy has gone through. Now let's talk about the union government on track to achieve the fiscal deficit target for the year 23. This says that the conservative budget assumptions provide a buffer in uncertain time. See, buffer is one of the major components that we have to see, so that a time comes which is not certain, when the things are not going as we have thought. So this keeping a buffer in the economy is what helps to keep the economy on track. Then buoyant revenues and prudent expenditure ensure fiscal sustainability. When the revenue will be more and sustainable, then the expenditure itself will increase and will go on a good path. And this is what helps in the keeping the fiscal sustainability on track. Then comes government debt sustainability ensured with a positive growth interest differential. So these are the few points, how the fiscal deficit would be achieved. Now coming to point, after peaking in fiscal year 21, fiscal deficit is on consolidated path now. So this is a positive aspect, that the fiscal deficit is coming to a consolidated path. So look at this chart, and this says that in the fiscal year 2016, see, this red line is center's fiscal deficit to GDP, while this chart talks about combined gross fiscal deficit to GDP. So we'll focus on center's fiscal deficit to GDP. So this was 3.9%. Then in the year 17, 3.5%, doing good. Year 18, 3.5%, doing good. Year 19, 3.5%. Then came year 20, it was 4.7%. And this is the year when the COVID pandemic actually started. Then came the year 2001, it was at its high of 9.2%. Then as the after the COVID pandemic, as the physical activities resumed, so the fiscal deficit also started coming down. So in the year 2022, it was 6.7%, and the year 2023, it is predicted that we will again lower it down to 6.4. So these are good signs that the fiscal deficit is coming in control and on a consolidated path. So this was about few of the updates of the economic survey which has been presented by the chief economic advisor, and tomorrow the budget would be coming. Now it's time for a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And this says the Economic Survey of India is released by Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of MSME, or none of the above. So try to solve the question and tell me the answer in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.